Welcome back to the ADHD Goals Podcast. I am your host, Laurence Pratt, and today we are tackling a topic which hits close to home for many of us with ADHD, and that is low frustration tolerance. Now, if you've ever felt like a small inconvenience, like waiting in line or dealing with a slow internet connection, completely derails your day, then you are not alone. For those of us with ADHD, managing frustrations can be a major challenge. But here's the good news. It's something that we can work on together. So let's break it down. What is low frustration tolerance? Low frustration tolerance is exactly what it sounds like. The difficulty managing feelings of frustration, disappointment, or irritation when things don't go as planned. For people with ADHD, this is a big deal because it can impact so many areas of life, work, relationships, and even our sense of emotional well-being. But why is frustration such a sticking point for those of us with ADHD? And to answer that, we need to understand what's happening in the brain. ADHD isn't just about losing your keys or forgetting appointments. It's also about how our brains handle emotions. And here are a few key things to keep in mind. Emotional regulation challenges. ADHD impacts the prefrontal cortex, which is the part of the brain responsible for regulating emotions. And this makes it harder to manage feelings when things go wrong. Think about how easy it is to go from mildly annoyed to completely overwhelmed in just seconds. Impulsivity. One hallmark of ADHD is impulsivity. Instead of pausing to process a frustrating situation, we often react quickly and intensely. Difficulty with delayed gratification. Our brains don't process dopamine, the reward chemical, in the same way that neurotypical brains do. That's why waiting for a reward or enduring a delay can feel unbearable. Executive functioning deficits. Planning, problem solving, and staying focused, these are all skills that can be harder for us. When tasks get tough, it's easy to feel frustrated and give up. Environmental triggers. Let's be honest, life is full of situations that test our patience. Long lines, tricky tasks, or even managing conflict. For those of us with ADHD, these moments can feel extra overwhelming. So how does this actually play out in daily life? Here are a few ways you might recognize low frustration tolerance in yourself or someone you know. Snapping or having outbursts over minor issues. Abandoning tasks the moment they get frustrating. Avoiding situations that might feel too hard or uncomfortable. Overreacting to small inconveniences like a missed text or a wrong coffee order. If any of these sound familiar, don't worry, you're not alone. And more importantly, there are ways to manage it. So let's talk solutions. If low frustration tolerance is something you struggle with, here are some strategies that can help. Number 1, emotional awareness. The first step is learning to name what you're feeling. Are you feeling frustrated, disappointed, angry? Naming the emotion can help you pause and think before reacting. Number 2, mindfulness techniques. Practices like deep breathing, meditation, or simply taking a moment to ground yourself can work wonders for reducing emotional reactivity. Number 3, cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. This is a powerful tool for reframing negative thought patterns and learning healthier ways to respond to challenges. Number 4, support from loved ones. Whether it's a parent, partner, or friend, having someone who understands your ADHD can make a big difference. They can help you step back from a frustrating situation and regroup. And number 5, medication. For some, ADHD medication can improve overall emotional regulation, making it easier to handle moments of frustration. So here's the thing. Low frustration tolerance isn't a personal failing. It's a part of how ADHD impacts the brain. But with awareness and the right strategies, you can start to take control back and build emotional resilience. Learning to manage frustration takes time, but every small step forward is progress. If today's episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What strategies have helped you manage frustration? Send me a message or leave me a comment on social media, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future episodes.